there, guys. My name's Arden Rose, and you're watching Adulting, where I'm gonna teach you how to grow up your culinary game. That's right. Today we're making Arden's Big Ol' Pot of Love, which is a traditional minestrone soup with some added flavor. And we're also gonna make some cheesy bread, because we're sinful like that. I know, when you hear soup, you think, really? That's what you're going for? But here's the thing. Love is what makes soup so very good. We're gonna add a metric ton of love to this soup. I'm chopping all this down into nice bite-sized bits because you don't wanna get a bunch of chunk. We love chunk, but we wanna be able to taste everything all in one bite, not just like one bite of carrot or one bite of red pepper. I don't want that. I want variety in my life. Look at this. That's nature's bounty. Nature created that for you. It looks delicious and wonderful, and I will have a bite of it right now. Oh. That is love. Big fan of that. So we've got 2 halves of our very colorful boys, minus 1 bite. I won't take any more, I promise. Oh. Big bite. Low and slow is the game when it comes to soup. You want all the flavors to meld together and have a nice little party. I'm just gonna add in a good couple glugs of olive oil and then let that start heating up, and I'm gonna chop the rest of my veggies. So, like I said, soup, it seems like the thing that your mom would make when you were sick or you had chicken pox or something like that. But I am giving myself self-love by making a delicious thing that my mom would only make for me. I feel like that's a lot of growing up, is reminding yourself why things like this are important. Because you need to treat yourself right. So I'm gonna go in with this celery. Ow, olive oil. Don't toss things in like a crazy person, please. If you're working with olive oil, or really honestly anything in a pot, just remember the laws of physics. If you throw something in a pot, it's gonna come back up at you at the velocity that you've thrown something at it. So go low. Last but certainly not least, I'm gonna throw in my bell peppers. This is already smelling delicious. So good. We're gonna season this up a little bit, and then we're gonna throw in our little herb bundle. First up, white pepper. I'm just gonna put like a generous teaspoon in here, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this chili powder. Throw a little bit in. And last but certainly not least, paprika, which adds kind of an earthier tone to everything, a little bit of color, a little bit of excitement. Now I'm just gonna stir up all of this. Ooh, listen to that. It's saying, I love you. I wanna make this work. Oh my God, is that a wedding ring in there? No, one day, am I right? One day. Last but certainly not least, we're gonna throw in our little herb bundle. I think it's about time to put this in. This just makes it easier to take them out afterwards once they've already been incorporated a little bit and we've got some of the flavors and stuff. Toss it in. All right, I'm gonna let this simmer up for 8 minutes, and then we're gonna get the soup for the soup. Let's do it. Over here, I've got this massive tray of goodies. Oh boy, am I pumped. First things first, right here, I've got some beautiful, wonderful cans of beans that are being soaked in tomato sauce. I'm gonna toss these in my food processor. And this is gonna be the base of our soup that's gonna give it a little bit more richness, so it feels like a creamier soup. It will still remain a very healthy, lovely, lactose-free moment. If you don't have a food processor, you can always just mash this up with a fork. You can do whatever works for you, but like, look at this consistency. Like, excuse me? And don't forget to take the blade out. Now I'm gonna toss this into our soup, get things popping. Let's go! Next up, I am going to toss in my tomatoes. These are just diced and peeled tomatoes in tomato juice. So this is a very tomato-y soup, but that is minestrone for you. Toss that in, and second can goes right in. And because there is a bitter element to this, you wanna add just a pinch of sugar. It sounds like counterintuitive, but give him some sugar. He is your neighbor. This is something to remember if you're making any kind of like tomato-based sauce as well. If you're tasting something and you feel like it tastes a little bit too acidic or a little bit too bitter, add a little bit of sugar, make it a little bit nice. Be sweet. Last but certainly not least, we're going to add broth. This is just vegetable broth. It's also low sodium because once again, this is all of this that we've added, the beans, like everything is pretty salty stuff. You can always salt more. You can't salt less. And this is getting pretty tall, but we're gonna toss in a little bit more broth. Oh, hi. Oh yeah. That is like a swimming pool / hot tub of deliciousness and love. What did I tell you? That's love right there. This is almost completely done, but we have one more thing we have to add. My favorite part, and it involves cheese. Let's do it. This right here is what we like to call Parmesan. Oh boy, that's the good stuff. I'm gonna do something interesting to this cheese. I'm gonna chop off its rind. I know what you're thinking. Arden, are you gonna just eat that entire block of cheese by yourself and only discard this? No, opposite. Watch this. This guy? Oh, going in the soup. That is gonna add richness, depth, flavor, love. We're gonna move on to an accent to our soup, which is cheesy bread. Yes, cheesy bread. Because you know what? When you have something a little too healthy, you gotta ruin it for yourself. Or make it 10 million times better. I'm gonna make a very, very easy, simple cheesy bread that anyone can manage, but we're gonna jazz it up a little bit. We're gonna make it a little special with some chives. It will not only be sinful, but it will also be beautiful, much like myself. First things first, I'm just gonna cut 2 half-inch blocks of bread. And then I'm going to take my butter, which has been softened, put half of the butter in here because we're being sinful, but we're not trying to give you a heart attack. And then we're gonna throw in all of this cheese. I'm gonna mix all that together and then, oh my God, I could seriously just eat this. Chop up some chives. You don't have to go crazy on this, but like you want to be able to add color and texture and taste and all the fun things that come with cooking food a little bit more intelligently, right? This is a lot of chives. You probably don't need all of these chives, or maybe you do. It just depends on your taste. Oh, wow. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of pepper to this as well to season it up a little bit and make it a little bit of a deeper flavor. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna throw a little salt in here because I like everything salty. I want my desserts to be salty. Grab a little knife, and spread away. Oof. Does anyone ever complain about too much cheese on literally anything? No, that's it. I'm gonna take our delicious cheesy bread and I'm gonna throw it in our oven at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. That's it, easy peasy. Our soup has been simmering away, but we have one last layer to add that's just gonna add the piece de resistance, which is some of my favorite vegetables. So I'm gonna grab them right now. We've got Swiss chard, looking gorgeous and delicious. This is my favorite thing in the world. This, when it's simmered, is gonna be so good. So I'm gonna let that guy get in there a little bit. Hi, get incorporated. Get friendly. Squash. We're gonna throw squash in, much like zucchini. It's very easy for these veggies to get a bad reputation because people under-season them, or they don't cook them long enough, or they don't cook them with other ingredients that would make them delicious and wonderful. And now I think it's time to take out our cheesy bread. I'm so excited. You beautiful baby. Look at that. Oh my God. So proud. Last thing we're gonna do the soup, well, second to last thing we're gonna do the soup is I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon zest in here to add a little something. Because we've got all these like deep, intense, delicious, earthy flavors in here, you need something a little light and acidic to bring it back up. So I'm just gonna zest a little bit of this in. So this guy is all done. I'm gonna turn it off real quick. And before I serve it up, I'm gonna taste. Because like I said earlier, we didn't add that much salt. So we're gonna see if it's salty enough, if it has everything we want. By George, I think she's done it. This is delicious, and I'm about to eat all of this. The thing about soup that's so amazing is look at how much there is of it. Like, this is going to feed me for a week. You can freeze it if you want to, make it last basically forever, or you can just keep it cold in the fridge. That'll last you for a week. Meal prepping is maybe the most adult thing that has ever existed. So prep yo meals for your week. You will not regret it, especially when you have this soup waiting at home for you. It will not feel like a chore. Last but certainly not least, I'm gonna grate a little bit of Parmesan in here because I'm a glutton. That rind wasn't the only thing that was gonna go into this soup that was Parmesan. That would be sacrilege. So I'm just gonna put just a little bit of Parm on top. Oh, I can't believe I get to eat this, but all it needs is its brother and sister bread to go along with it. Oh my God. Now I just need to find a cozy little spot to eat this in, and oh, funny enough, there's one right there. Follow me. Look what I've done here. I've made a masterpiece. Let's be real, I know it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but look at this. This is self-love. This is dating yourself, and I am pumped for it. Okay, I'm gonna get all my favorite bits. I have to get Swiss chard because that's my favorite thing in the world. First bite, let's go. That is legitimately so good. That is delicious. And now I have to try this bread, which, oh my God, has been calling to me this whole time. I'm gonna dip it in the soup. This is the best. I mean, how can you go wrong? You can't do this wrong. It's only delicious. There's only good stuff in here. Amazing. Adulting is figuring out what you like in cooking and accenting your food to accept new and exciting flavors. So try this out and grow up your cooking game. Okay, now seriously, I need a private moment with this soup. I love you so much. Oh. So good.